Have you ever wondered about the origins of Portugal, one of the oldest countries in Europe? Portugal's roots can be traced to diverse cultures, from the Celts who left their mark on the landscape, to the Romans who built bustling settlements. Then, the Visigothic kingdom came into the picture, leaving its own unique imprint. And let's not forget the Moors, whose influence is still seen in Portugal's art and architecture today. Let's explore how these influences shaped the Portugal we know today. As we delve into the Middle Ages, we witness the birth of Portugal as a country. The Christian Reconquista, a centuries-long struggle to reclaim Iberian lands from Muslim rule, set the stage for the emergence of Portugal. A pivotal moment came in the year 1139 when Afonso Henriques, after a significant victory in the Battle of Ourique, declared himself the King of Portugal, marking the formation of an independent kingdom. However, it wasn't until 4 decades later, in 1179, that the Pope officially recognized Portugal's sovereignty. With this recognition, Portugal entered a period of growth and consolidation throughout the 13th and 14th centuries. Portugal's boundaries expanded, its political structure strengthened, and its cultural identity began to take shape. This period laid the foundation for the nation we know today. But it's Portugal's age of discovery that places it firmly on the world stage. Imagine a time when the world map was still being drawn and Portugal was leading the way. We're venturing back to the 15th and 16th centuries, a time of exploration, and Portugal, a tiny nation on the edge of Europe, was at the heart of it all. This was the age of discovery, a time when the known world was expanding and Portugal was at the forefront, navigating uncharted waters and opening up new trade routes. At the helm of this era was a man known as Henry the Navigator. Despite his name, he wasn't a sailor, but a visionary. He gathered the brightest minds and bravest souls to push the boundaries of the known world. Under his guidance, Portuguese explorers ventured further down the African coast, unlocking secrets of the Atlantic Ocean and laying the groundwork for future voyages. One of these voyages was led by Vasco da Gama, a man of courage and determination. He undertook a daring expedition around the Cape of Good Hope, reaching India in 1498. This was a milestone in history. For the first time, Europe had a direct sea route to the riches of the East, bypassing the dangerous and expensive land routes controlled by the Ottomans. This feat catapulted Portugal to the status of a world power, establishing it as a dominant force in the spice trade. Yet the era of discovery wasn't all about trade. It was also about expanding horizons, and few did this more dramatically than Ferdinand Magellan. He embarked on a voyage in 1519 that would change our understanding of the world. His expedition circumnavigated the globe, proving that the world was indeed round and much larger than previously thought. These explorations ushered in the global Portuguese Empire, stretching from Brazil in the west to India in the east. The Age of Discovery was a time of unprecedented exploration and expansion for Portugal. It left a legacy that can still be seen today in the Portuguese-speaking countries across the globe. As the Age of Discovery faded, Portugal faced a series of trials and transformations. But that's a story for another time. For now, let's marvel at the audacity and ambition of this small nation that once led the world in exploration. The 17th through 20th centuries were a tumultuous time for Portugal, marked by wars, reforms, and revolutions. Let's begin with the Restoration War in the mid-17th century. After 60 years of Spanish rule, the Portuguese nobility sparked a rebellion in 1640, leading to the restoration of the Portuguese crown, and a bloody conflict that lasted for nearly 3 decades. This period, fraught with battles and political maneuverings, ultimately reinstated Portuguese sovereignty and laid the groundwork for the nation's future. Fast forward to the early 19th century, Portugal was engulfed in the Liberal Wars, a civil conflict between liberal constitutionalists and conservative absolutists over royal succession. The war ended in 1834 with the victory of the constitutionalists, leading to significant reforms and the establishment of a constitutional monarchy. However, the winds of change were relentless. In 1910, a revolution ended more than 8 centuries of monarchy, giving birth to the First Portuguese Republic. But this new republic was short-lived, fraught with political instability and economic hardships, Then came the Salazar dictatorship, a period of authoritarian rule that lasted for nearly half a century. Antonio de Oliveira Salazar, the man at the helm, introduced a series of policies that suppressed civil liberties but also stabilized the economy. His regime, known as the Estado Novo or New State, was one of the longest-lived dictatorships in European history. But, as history reminds us, the desire for freedom is irrepressible. In 1974, the Carnation Revolution, a nearly bloodless military coup, overthrew the Salazar regime. Soldiers with carnations in their gun barrels led the charge, and the revolution's name pays homage to these peaceful symbols of resistance. This revolution marked the beginning of Portugal's transition to democracy. It wasn't an easy journey, filled with economic challenges and political struggles, but Portugal emerged as a resilient and vibrant democracy, joining the European Union in 1986. In the face of adversity, Portugal emerged as a resilient and vibrant democracy. As we step into the 21st century, we find a Portugal that is modern, diverse, and forward-thinking. Once known for its seafaring prowess, Portugal today is a vibrant member of the European Union. Its entry into the EU in 1986 marked a significant turning point, ushering in a period of economic development and cultural expansion. Portugal has navigated the seas of modernity with the same adventurous spirit that once propelled its explorers around the globe. Modern Portugal is a melting pot of tradition and innovation. Its rich cultural heritage is balanced with a progressive outlook, evident in its burgeoning tech industry and commitment to renewable energy. Portugal's economy, once heavily reliant on agriculture, has diversified, with sectors like tourism, manufacturing, and services playing an increasingly important role. In addition to economic advancements, Portugal has made significant strides in cultural expression and recognition. Portuguese literature, music, and art have gained international acclaim, with figures like Nobel laureate José Saramago and fado singer Marisa becoming cultural ambassadors for their nation. Yet, even as it evolves, Portugal remains true to its roots. The passion of fado, the allure of azulejos, the charm of its historic cities, these elements of Portuguese identity continue to resonate even in a rapidly changing world. Looking ahead, Portugal stands poised for a future that promises to be as fascinating as its past. From ancient times to the modern day, Portugal's history is a captivating journey that continues to unfold. So, what have we uncovered about Portugal's rich and diverse history? From the shrouded mysteries of ancient times, we've traced the birth of a nation, a land molded by its people, and their deep-seated cultural roots. We've journeyed through Portugal's age of discovery, a pivotal epoch that saw the nation's brave navigators, like Vasco da Gama and Henry the Navigator, shape the course of global history. We've navigated periods of conflict and reform, moments that tested the resilience of the Portuguese people, yet ultimately led to a stronger and more vibrant nation. And we've ventured into the realm of modern Portugal, a country that marries tradition with innovation, seamlessly blending its storied past with a forward-looking spirit. From the hearty flavors of its cuisine, the soulful strains of fado music, to the vibrant azulejos that adorn its cities, Portugal remains a testament to the richness of human experience. As we close the chapter on Portugal's past, we look forward to the stories its future will tell.